Tonight, thieves made off with guns after targeting 2 Rural King stores in our area. We have the latest coming up. And the West City Police Department is looking for 2 who are on the loose. We have the latest next. And police are investigating a fire near the home of an animal control officer in Harrisburg. Those stories and more tonight on a Monday night edition of News 24 at 10. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot of news to get to this evening, but we begin in Marion, where thieves made off with guns after targeting 2 Rural King stores in our area. Early Saturday morning, 2 individuals entered the West City Rural King and left with 2 stolen weapons. The store's security cameras captured those suspects stealing 2 black rifles. West City Police Chief Scott Chaussier says those pictures are not being released at this time because his department is following leads. About 26 hours ago on Friday morning, someone broke into the Rural King in Carbondale. Carbondale police wouldn't say if the 2 are connected or how many suspects they're looking for. Police said the would-be thieves did not make off with anything, but there was significant property damage inside. In both cases, a security alarm went off and police arrived within minutes. Sergeant David Kemp with Carbondale says alarms are a great deterrent. Kemp adds, some stores also have silent alarms. It just depends on what kind of store you have as to which alarm would be best. Security cameras, lights, and even a guard dog can help protect your firearms in your home. But most importantly, lock them up. Chief Chaussier with the West City Police asks that anyone in the public who knows someone who obtained weapons suspiciously to please contact the police department. To Harrisburg, where police are investigating a fire near the home of an animal control officer. Mike Sullivan said the fire started next to his home early Sunday morning. It damaged his truck, minivan, and a UTV in his driveway. Sullivan says he uses the truck for work and there was city-owned equipment in it at the time. The vehicles are also his family's only mode of transportation. Sullivan believes someone targeted his home. Harrisburg's mayor says investigators will examine the scene Tuesday. Meanwhile, in Harrisburg, police are investigating these 2 individuals who are accused of robbing a mini-mart. If you have seen them around, contact the Harrisburg Police Department. And in West City fire and police individuals are looking for this man who is accused of burning down a home. If you see him, contact the West City Police Department. To the weather, where a big cool down is on the way. Here's News 24's Terry Rodriguez in with the latest. All right, thanks, Terry. Turning back to Harrisburg this evening, where Harrisburg city leaders plan to create their own dispatch center. The deal between Harrisburg and Saline County to run dispatch services expired in May of 2013. Since then, the city has paid $180,000 per year to the county, the rate it paid under the expired contract. But last month, the county board sent Harrisburg Mayor John McPeak's office a letter indicating it had to raise costs to more than $300,000 a year. McPeak said the city has been negotiating with the county for the last several years, but they couldn't agree on a new one. No one on the board contacted by us wished to speak on camera. The letter sent to McPeak says the overall yearly budget is $777,000 and calls from Harrisburg account for more than a third of what dispatch receives. At last week's City Council meeting, council members voted unanimously to explore setting up the city's own dispatch service for non-emergency calls. Just how the new dispatch center will take shape is something McPeak says the city is investigating, but he believes the move will save Harrisburg taxpayers money. McPeak said the city council plans to vote on a new dispatch center at its next meeting on October 18th. To West Frankfort this evening, where it was a nice night of family fun and free food in West Frankfort this evening. The Knights Shield, a resource for families in Franklin County, hosted the event supported by the Positive Youth Development of Franklin and Williamson County. Festival activities included a petting zoo, pumpkin painting, and even free hot dogs. Organizers say they hoped to paint the Knights Shield as a welcoming and safe place in the community for area families who may need their services. For more information on the Knights Shields, visit their website. The Marion Carnegie Library invited children with autism to explore their sensory room. It gives them a chance to experience different shapes and materials in a calm environment. This room took on a haunted house theme and even offered a practice trick-or-treat session where children could learn what to expect on Halloween. The library hopes the room can be a welcoming alternative to a full-scale haunted house. The library hopes to host several sensory rooms a year and will be scheduling other events in the future. Much more local news, sports, and weather is coming up here on News 24 at 10. But first, here's your Fox News update.
In Fox News. Promising to be a team player, I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. A ceremonial swearing in for Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh at the White House.
Despite harshly criticizing the left during his confirmation hearing, Justice Brett Kavanaugh pledges to play it down the middle.
I was not appointed to serve one party or one interest, but to serve one nation. America's Constitution and laws protect every person of every belief and every background.
Kavanaugh survived a brutal confirmation battle following allegations of sexual misconduct, which he denies. President Trump began the ceremony apologizing on behalf of the nation to the Kavanaugh family for what he calls the terrible pain and suffering they have been forced to endure.
Fox's Steve Rappaport. Hurricane Michael gaining strength as it makes its way towards the Gulf Coast. Florida Governor Rick Scott issuing a state of emergency for 35 counties.
Hurricane Michael is forecast to be the most destructive storm to hit the Florida Panhandle in decades. This storm will be life-threatening and extremely dangerous.
And warning those that are not directly in the path.
This storm will bring torrential rain to most of the Panhandle and Big Bend, which means flooding will be a major issue. Again, prepare for major flooding from this storm. Hurricane Michael will bring deadly storm surge to many areas, even those outside the path.
The governor of Alabama also declaring a state of emergency for the entire state. Michael is expected to become a major hurricane when it makes landfall in the middle of the week. Federal investigators now on the scene of a deadly crash in upstate New York. 20 people were killed when a limousine plowed through an intersection and hit a parked car. New York State Police Major Robert Patnaud
will determine if there's any criminal culpability on the part of anyone.
The limo company issuing a statement saying they have taken their fleet off the road as they conduct an internal investigation and expressed their condolences to the victims. Over 1,000 people jammed the park tonight to remember the victims of the crash. This is Fox News.
Stop.
Okay, one more.
All right, Benji.
Come on.
Benji.
Yes, smile.
What about the flash?
Okay, one more. Benjamin. Hold
Make
it
a flash,
sideways.
Benji. You have to back it up. You want to get everybody in. You can't get everybody in unless you back
Well,
up.
he's
There you go.
Did you get it? Don't forget to get it, Ben? My camera. I think you got it. I think I blinked.
I've lived in Illinois all my life. Our taxes have been growing for decades. J.B. Pritzker wants to raise our income taxes, but worse yet, he wants a car tax, which will also come along with a tracking device. How much is that going to cost us just to drive to a family member's house? There's no more extra money in my budget to start paying additional taxes. If J.B. Pritzker gets in office, I think we're going to seriously consider leaving Illinois.
This is a bowl of sprinkles. They're lovingly spread on Casey's fresh-made donuts every morning before you wake up. Why, you ask? Because they're tasty little sugar-coated morning wake-up calls. They're a piñata of fun for your tongue. They're like tiny rainbow-colored unicorns joyfully prancing on the tip of your taste buds. You have to ask why? They're sprinkles. Casey's, famous for pizza and a whole lot more.
Our Cash for Clunkers event is going on now at Ron Ward Chevrolet in Herron. Trade in your clunker and get a 2015 Equinox for just $11,900 or a 2015 Elantra just $10,700 at Ron Ward Chevrolet in Herron.
We'll send you home happy.
This is Carter from Vogler Ford. We know that when you shop for a pre-owned car, you want it to be everything you expect it to be. That's why we use AutoCheck. AutoCheck provides a thorough report on a vehicle's history, from accident reports to title or odometer issues and even maintenance reports. It's the most complete report you can get when you're looking at a pre-owned vehicle. Browse our website. You can see the AutoCheck score, which tells you how that vehicle compares to others like it. We don't have anything to hide. That's why we always say you got to get to Vogler in Carbondale.
At last, Applebee's new neighborhood pastas. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
4 years ago, I voted for Bruce Rauner.
I admit it. I voted for Rauner.
I voted for Rauner.
That's not gonna happen again.
He said he was going to shake things up, but he's just torn things apart.
736 days without a budget.
Wasting $1 billion.
Because he couldn't compromise. Holding up funding for schools?
Trying to raise our property taxes.
Why on earth would we think it'd be any different?
Why would we do this for another 4 years?
Those of us in law enforcement get frustrated when people distort the facts, like what they're saying about Brendan Kelly. I've worked with Brendan, protecting our community, always with integrity. He's taken on tough cases that no one else would, stood up for victims, fought big pharma, and prosecuted Republicans and Democrats for corruption. Brendan is tough, he's independent, he's a fighter for Southern Illinois.
I'm Brendan Kelly, and I approve this message.
Hey. Hey. Listen here.
Oh, was there some in there?
Yeah. Let's use this.
Your comb too?
Oh, there's I remember this now.
Oh, you put some in there?
Yeah, I'll just use this until I get the other stuff.
You get that?
Yeah.
There's plenty in there?
Yeah, there's plenty in there. All right, thanks, Terry. Turning to Carbondale this evening, where officials with the Carbondale Fire Department encourages residents to look, listen, learn, be aware. Fire can happen anywhere, which is this year's theme for Fire Prevention Week, October 7th through 13th. According to the U.S. Fire Administration, this year in Illinois there have been 95 home fire fatalities, and in 2017 there were 114. Between 1990 and 2017, there were 105 on-duty firefighter deaths. So far this year, there's been 1. Cooking and heating in homes continue to be the leading causes of fires in Illinois. This year's Fire Prevention Week theme highlights 3 steps that people can take to help quickly and safely escape a fire. Look for places that fires could start, listen for the sound of the smoke alarm, and learn 2 ways out of every room. The National Fire Protection Association provides the following list of safety tips. Draw a map of your home with all members of your household, marking 2 exits from each room and a path to the outside from each exit. Practice your home fire drill twice a year. Conduct 1 at night and 1 during the day with everyone in your home, and practice using different ways out. Teach children how to escape on their own in case you can't help them. Make sure the number of your home is clearly marked and easy for the fire department to find. Close doors behind you as you leave. This may slow the spread of smoke, heat, and fire. And once you get outside, stay outside. Never go back inside a burning building. For more information, visit the NFPA website at www.nfpa.org. For the month of October, News 24 is doing Oktoberfest segments to help guide you through your fall. In our most recent segment, we took a look at El Nino and La Nina and what changing weather means for this year's winter. Here's a look.
When it comes to fall, we may notice changes in many things: decor, leaves, mood, and more. But perhaps the most notable is the change in the weather.
We all know that weather in southern Illinois can display all 4 seasons in one single day, but perhaps the most recognizable change in the weather is the change between fall and winter. Winter for some is their favorite season, but for others it means treacherous road conditions, bitter cold weather, and icy and snowy conditions. But have you ever wondered what contributes to the winter phenomenon?
In this segment, we're showing you the things that determine a bad or good winter, things that contribute to the arrival of winter, and what you can expect for this year's winter.
We all know that the Earth tilts at certain times of the year. In summer, we are directly facing the sun, and in winter, we are tilted away from the sun. According to scientists, that is the main reason we have warmer and cooler conditions during certain seasons. And what contributes to the snow and the ice? Well, you can blame that on El Nino and La Nina. In southern Illinois, El Nino gives us a warmer winter, and La Nina gives us a colder winter. When the Earth tilts, the temperature of the water in the Pacific greatly increases, giving us El Nino, which brings the warmer conditions north. But if it gets too warm or too cold, the wintry precipitation will not accumulate here in the United States. That's why when we have a bad winter, there's neither El Nino or La Nina taking place. We are actually experiencing a cross between the two, giving us late winter conditions in the 30s, which is the perfect temperature for a good snowfall. But what about this year? Well, currently it looks like we will be caught in the middle. Right now, sea surface temperatures are in the neutral. They are neither a La Nina or an El Nino. But by December, it appears that the Pacific will turn a tad colder, giving us cooler conditions this winter, but still at the perfect temperature for loads of snow, sleet, and ice.
So get the jackets, shovels, and scarves ready. It looks like we're in for a rough winter.